Good evening, everyone. This is Amy reporting the evening news. It seems scientists have discovered a new interstellar object. It seems it's hauling ass and headed straight for Uranus. Okay, sorry folks. I just couldn't help myself. Okay, back to the news. Oh I see, okay, 1 second. Well, it seems it's not a rumor after all. Reports are now in that the interstellar object known as OU812 has just done something very strange. We go now to Professor Albert Smartypants.
That is such crapola. My name is not Taish Smartsypancy. My name it is Albert Schmazipants. Schmazipants. Can you at least get that right? Oh my E equals the MC2. Okay, enough of that funny buzz. We got to look more closely at the OU81 zoo. I think it may have something to be very unusual. I have just received a transmission from the OU81 zoo. And it is an Ammie key tag. It is such a wonderful thing as the Ammie core construct. And I should know I built the whole damn thing. Anyway, let's look into the viewer screen. Look, oh my goodness, it is an Ammie code. Holy space, time continuum. Wait here and take a look at this incredible interview. I will be right back, so don't go anywhere.
Did anybody understand a freaking thing he just said? Look, all I know is we need help from listeners like you. Use your cell phone device to scan the code and enter this Ammie key. Everything depends on you. And of course, Mr. Smartsy Pantsy. Good night from AMM.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to American Metal Magazine once again. And we've got really, man, my favorite band, DETH FX. Man, what is going on, boys? How is it going?
What's up?
What's going on?
How you doing? Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. You know, man, when I first started doing interviews, I ran across these guys at a club up in Jacksonville. I think it was a billiards place, maybe. You guys know
Yeah.
What was the name of that place?
Fuck if I know.
Fuckafino Billiards, man. That's what it was. Fuckafino. Anyway, man, you know, I'm looking around and everybody's got a DETH FX t-shirt on. And everybody's wearing DETH FX. Yeah. And then you guys come on and you kill it, man. And I was just blown away, man, from the first time I saw you guys. And then we had the opportunity to talk and did an interview with another DJ. But here you are on my show, man. So welcome to AMM. Thank you for being here.
Oh,
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Excellent. So, man, you know, I've been following you guys and seeing the progression here of really what is the success story with this band. Because, you know, you're doing everything right, man. You know, you're putting out some great videos, you're putting out incredible music, and you're doing some incredible live performances. And to me, that's the triple crown. So I guess the first thing is, man, what is in the hopper right now, man? What do you guys either are just releasing or you're about to release? What's going on with the music, brothers?
Well, we're right now we're in the process of writing new music, also promoting the album that we just released October
4th, I think it was.
October
3rd.
Yeah, just before we went on the Kings of Thrash tour. So, and after that, we've kind of been just writing new material, you know, and getting ready for the following year. Hopefully, you know, some better opportunities progress as we progress ourselves. And it's been a blast. You know, every piece of this journey with these three individuals, it's been awesome.
You know, it's been really a great year for you guys. Again, I've been following along. Can you tell me some highlights of this past year, some shows that really stand out, or something that happened to you this year that was just above average?
Well,
definitely the Kings of Thrash.
Kings of Thrash was the highlight. Yeah, it was bit. Well, we released the album. We released the album in October. We worked on that album for about 3 years. I mean, start to finish, writing.
Wow.
Yeah. Tracking, recording, or tracking, and then mixing. I mean, so it was about a 3-year effort. So it was definitely, we took time to make sure that the songs were all good. There was no filler material. You know, it's all pretty much in your face. So we released the album. We signed with a management company, Headity, which is our manager's Pam Parks, who's really helped us. We've learned a lot of stuff from her. We've learned a lot about the business, I would say, in a pretty short period of time. With the tour with Kings of Thrash was obviously huge. We got to hang out and meet Dave Ellefson. I'm a bass player, so I got to pick his brain and talk to him about gear, and just different things.
Right.
Super nice guy. Great crowds. I mean, we played to crowds, and folks are coming up wanting our autographs, which is totally, took us back. We were like, oh, okay, this is different, So
we're used to, after the show, kind of hanging out in the crowd and stuff, and it was interesting because you couldn't walk anywhere without people wanting like autographs or to talk to you or
pictures,
right.
or So that was definitely.
Very
cool experience. Yeah.
Well, man, I think that you're going to see a lot more of that, man. No, you're not going to be able to go to 7-Eleven pretty soon, man. And that's how it is. So get ready for that, man. But that's a great thing, man, because you guys really deserve it. I can't think of any other band that's put the effort in that you guys have. I mean, man, it's apparent. A lot of people don't see that. I see that. And everything that you guys do. And I think one of the things that I want to get my head around is how does that happen for you guys? Because I noticed that a lot of your music has a lot of meaning to it. There's a lot of depth to it. It's just not a bunch of words. There's really something behind a lot of your music. So I guess the first thing is, who's the lyricist? How do you come up with the lyrics?
Yeah. I've written most of the lyrics, and
he writes about twice what we need for every song. We cut it in half. And then cut that in half.
Too many words. Too many words.
Yeah, words.
Big words.
Got to those points. I've written most of the music. Brett also has a song or two under his belt written. He helps a lot with the approach of the vocals and everything like that. So I've written most of the music.
I think it's easy to write when you love what you're doing and
Absolutely.
you love the people you're doing it with. I think I always call this band the unicorn. It's like something that just doesn't exist. Like everybody's in the same headspace. We're all like, really very close. And there's none of this, no egos or, mental issues or anything like that. It's like,
and that's a real problem, by the way, man. There should be counseling for bands somewhere, an outreach program.
But like as we're writing, there's nothing's off limits, and everybody's got, I don't want to say veto power, but it's like, that part doesn't work, so it's like nobody gets butthurt about it. It's just, it doesn't work. Okay. Let's see that maybe that transition needs to change or, whatever. So, these guys bring in, the riffs and stuff. And then, we take our time. We're not just going to throw it together. It's got to be the song's got to fit our standard, at the end, when we listen back to the recordings and, if it doesn't sound like us, then it's not done.
We keep working.
Yeah.
And one thing we do also it's fairly unique is everything is collaborative, meaning no one is writing a song and bringing it to the group.
Right.
We'll write a handful of riffs and we come up with an idea. Like I'll come up with an idea, Raul or Rod or whoever comes up with an idea, and then we bring it to the group. And then we take that idea and we all work on it collectively and throw maybe timing signatures or different changes or different things that we do throughout the song. Is all 100% collaborative.
Everybody has a say in it. There is no, I wrote this. So we don't, everybody comes in and it's like Rod said, we have just that one goal, all four of us to make a product that first we like, and hopefully, the rest of the world likes.
I think it gets down to mutual respect.
Absolutely.
And for your other bandmates, and knowing that they're there to do their job and they'll do it well, and you can trust in that. And I think that's what you guys have achieved from what it sounds like. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Is there anything else that you would say that, I mean, when you're in the studio, you come in, you have the lyrics, you start a groove, and then how do you marry the lyrics in with the music, I guess is what I'm saying. How does that point happen?
It's all about finding the cadence. I like the music first because it simplifies, and something that also works is knowing what you want to sing about, the theme of the song, because you can start incorporating words so that you can hit that cadence. Oh, okay, that sounds good here, and now you can start to build. It's just like building a house. You put your foundation, you frame it, and so we building the house, and now I'm coming in with the paint, the tiling, with the lyrics, and Brett also helps out a lot with that composing. It's like, hey, why don't you try singing it like this, and or try this here, go high, go low. So we're always bouncing, and that's why sometimes it'll take a little bit to write a song, but we're patient enough. And then, as all four of us can hear it and say yes. So, and that's the cool part. We're always bouncing about each other, and everybody. I mean, everybody puts in the effort to make the songs.
I think that's maybe the key. You got to bend a little bit, learn how to be flexible, man. Set the pride away, and get down to the professional business of making rock and roll, man. And that's what you guys really do very well. So tell me a little bit about this last album, man. How did you guys feel about it? Did it hit your expectations, man? I thought it was fantastic. How do you feel about your latest work?
Well, it did reach our expectations. Yeah. I'm very proud about this album, and I think it shows, like, every song, it shows our music, what we really are, and it's like, how can I say this? Like, we're unique, and our style is kind of unique, and you can hear that on every song,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You have a DETH FX sound. Whenever I hear, you know what I mean? Whenever I hear anything new, I don't have to look at the screen here, because I'm like, man, that sounds like some DETH FX going on right there. And it's not that it's the same, because it's diversified. It just, I don't know, man. You know how great bands have sort of a thing about them. I think that you guys have achieved that, certainly with this last album, man, which was incredible.
We have a really varied group of the stuff that we listen to and that kind of influences us is really varied between the four of us. And I think that really kind of comes out in the writing, because, instead of one, where a lot of bands will write a song, and it's like, that sounds like, that's a Metallica song or something like that, I feel like we don't do that, because there's so many different interests and influences that kind of crash into that, and just make it a unique sound, and one derivative.
It happens a few times to me. It probably happens to them too. Like when people find out that I'm in a band, and they're like, "Oh, cool, you're in the band. How do you guys sound like?" And then I would go like, I don't know. We sound like DETH FX.
You get stuck between a rock and a hard place there. I can't really describe it, man. That's good, though. That's perfect, brother. That's exactly, but talking about those influences, this is what I like to find out about the bands that we interview, because I grew up in a musical family, right? That it's ingrained in my childhood growing up. And so the question is did you have that too? What started you down the path of rock and roll? Did it have nothing to do with the home life? You just went to a concert and went, bam, that's it? Or was there something more to your journey in those early days?
Well, Let's start with our senior here.
He's got the earliest days. So let's go back to the early days.
Mine started before there. It started before theirs did.
This is going to be the Ed Sullivan show.
The Ed Sullivan show.
When the Beatles first brought down.
Yeah.
His first concert was Sebastian Bach. The one from Skid Row.
Yeah. No, I honestly, like, I think I was kind of destined to be a drummer just right from a little kid. Like, my grandfather was a drummer. All his brothers and sisters were like in vaudeville, and they were actors and musicians, and I think it kind of runs in the blood a little bit. And like me and my grandfather, I have pictures of me with drumsticks in my hands at 5, and I don't think it was ever a question. Like, I tried guitar and it didn't talk to me, drums moved me, and I just, gravitated towards that.
Yeah. Well, I can dig that, man. Totally. Yeah. I've heard that before. Everybody just seems to have a pull towards the instrument. Sooner or later, you figure that out, where you need to be, man. I haven't yet, but I know that it's coming, man. I can feel it. I'm going to stick with the guitar right now because that's what I got. So who else, man? What about those early days, man?
In my house, there was an acoustic guitar that my father had since I could remember as a child. And being Puerto Rican family, it was very high on the Spanish folklore, salsa, all Hispanic. But he also had a love for, like, Carlos Santana, Stephen Wolf, Little Black Sabbath. He very diversified in terms of music, and but the guitar was always there. And I was 14 when I said, you know what, I'm gonna grab the guitar. I'm gonna see what it's all about. Mostly because I just wanted to play a few songs for some ladies. That's about it. At the time, how it normally works.
The truth comes out, man. That's exactly it, man. I'm sorry, dude. You're in like the 75 percentile, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I started playing to get some ass
for sure, but I progressed just like probably everybody did. It all started with the hair bands of the 80s. I mean, I was a fan of the hair bands. I grew up with that. The 80s music. I grew up with the 80s. And then Guns N' Roses was really a band that kind of started the switch into heavier and heavier. Then obviously Metallica, Slayer, all the way up to Morbid Angel, and so that's how it all started for me.
There you go, man. And it makes sense, when you talk about those experiences and you listen to your music, you can see that in the music, man. That's great, dude. So who else we got, right?
Yeah. So for me, I was a bit of a troublemaker, very angry all the time, which I still am.
All the time.
Just a little.
Yes, I'm allergic to stupid people. But I to be honest with you, it was an outlet for me. I had difficult times in my life when I was a kid, things I went through. So it was always an outlet for me, a way to kind of release kind of the aggression and the anger, things that I had. So I started playing probably when I was about 14, and I played in bands through high school, and then I think I was like 21, and I ended up joining the Marines, and I quit playing for 20 years. I never even picked up a guitar for 20 years till 2020, and I was bored. I was like, I think I'm gonna start playing again. So I started playing. And I quickly got a lot better than I ever was before when I was younger. And then, I had this, like, being older and more mature, more, I could think about things clearer. I got a lot more experience behind me that drives different things. I met these guys, and I definitely wanted to make sure I could write music. It's a creative outlet for me. Still to this day, it's a way for me to create things. My family doesn't musical ability, I guess, or talent doesn't really run in my family, but I have a unique ability to hear things like a lot of people don't hear, and I can't always explain it because I'm not an expert on musical theory, but I hear it. I have the ability to hear it, and
he's got an amazing ear.
I've
always said he's got a producer's ear. I mean, he hears things that, you know, like a noise in the room that's just driving him crazy and none of us hears
Right.
it, you know, but he's right, you know, but he hears
Yeah.
he's always got a very different, in the writing process. He's such a key member because like, he's like, that sounds good, but how about if you pick it this way? And it's like, oh my God, that's it. You know,
Yeah.
it just, he hears things in a different way and very unique.
Let me put it this way. We don't need a tuner with this guy.
Yeah.
You're flat, you're sharp all the time.
Yeah,
Oh man.
uh-huh.
Oh man. That would drive me nuts, but that's okay, man. You keep him in shape and keep him
We're
straight.
we're on in-ear monitors, but he won't do it because he's like, no way, man, I can't hear it.
No way, I don't need that.
Into my ears.
That would ruin
Call
it.
it quality control. It's quality control.
Yeah.
You know, it's important to have that. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced stage deafness. Okay, I did a concert one time. I could not hear the drums, man. I don't know what it was. You know,
Yeah, try being a drummer, man. That's why I use in-ears now. Because it's like, you know, those wedges. I play. I mean, you've seen. I play freaking hard. You know, so I overpower a lot of those monitors. You know, so where I can't hear the music well enough to play to it. You know, so I have a lot better control. I can't control the mix, but at least I can hear it.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense, man. You know, and I'd wondered about that because I see a lot of new technology being used and in your gear. Do you think that that's made a big difference for your sound, man, using these things like in-ear monitors and just better end equipment?
Yeah, we're micing everything for practice, and it's not that it's a big room. It's, you know, we're recording everything we do so we could go back and just dissect it. And that, you know, that's a really big thing. And you know, so many times you write something cool and then a week goes by and you forget about it, you know, but since we have it recorded, we're not forgetting about it. We're building on it, you know, but it also helps us hear, you know, I'm playing with in-ear monitors, you know, at practice because I want to be able to hear everything really well. And, you know, to make sure that, you know, that I can hear the drum part really well, to make sure I'm not just kind of going through the motions, you know, and, that like I'm hitting everything I need to hit, and the guys are with me, and if not, then we're going to stop and we're going to work on that. We're going to tighten it up. So being able to hear every instrument really clear is like the key to really being tight.
Yeah, see, there you go. You know, and I've seen people on both sides of the fence say, no, not in here, you know, all natural, or use the technologies, man. I think we use it to me because I can't hear shit to begin with. Rod, you know, I wanted to get back to you, man, on those early years once again, because as a guitarist, you know, what you do on stage is amazing. Your playing is incredible, man. So
thank you.
How did you get there, man? How did that happen? You know?
Well, my story is a little similar to Rob's. My grandfather was a guitar player, and unfortunately, he passed away when I was 2, and I don't even remember him, you know. But and I'm the only musician in my family, but besides my grandfather, but my family, they're music lovers, you know. My parents, they were like a Beatles fan. They listen to Beatles like all the time, and I'm the youngest of 3 brothers, and both of my brothers, they listen to Pink Floyd, Rush, Jethro Tull, Yes, you know, all those bands. And I grew up,
man. Such great bands.
Listening to that. Yeah, I grew up listening to that. My first guitar hero was David Gilmour. You know, that was
there you go.
That was when I first heard like a solo from David Gilmour. That made me pick up the guitar and learn. And when I was 13, my father gave me a guitar as a Christmas gift. You know, and he paid for guitar lessons. But that was what I used to listen to, like Pink Floyd, Jethro Tull, and all that. And when I was doing the guitar lessons, I met this bass player. He was doing the lessons too, and and he wanted to start a band, and he invited me like, oh, well, let's start a band. I have a drummer. My cousin is also a guitar player, and I wanna have a band like Metallica. And that was the first time I heard the name Metallica. I was like, Metallica? What is that?
What's that?
And they was like, oh, you don't know Metallica? I was like, no. And I was like, oh. So then he made me a mixtape with
nice.
The old mixtape.
The old mixtape, brother. You like, can't. Yes.
Man, listen to this. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And one of the songs that like really caught my attention was "Hit the Lights." When I heard that "Hit the Lights" from Metallica, I was like, man, this is awesome.
And, the lights went on. Well, man,
so that made me switch to from progressive music to heavy metal.
Yeah. Made that door open. Well, man, you transitioned. You came from a good spot and you just got heavier. And I love when that happens because those early influences still shine through, man. There's moments in your playing where you can hear a little Dave Gilmour in there, man. And that's what caught me, dude, because I'm huge Pink Floyd. That was just like me, man. Pink Floyd is the number one thing that got me loving music. And that's it, man. So that's just the way it goes, man. Those influences and what it's produced is an amazing thing, fellas. That's all I can tell you. Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
So what goes on now, man? I mean, what is some of the struggles that you guys seem to find yourself in as a band? What are some of the things that are still difficult to overcome even at your stage?
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question.
Yeah,
really. I mean, we are all about the live performance, obviously writing, recording, but the whole thing is we try to make sure that whatever we do, we are able to convey live twofold, so when we play in front of people, it's like we hold ourselves to a very high standard and a high standard of playing the songs very tight and putting on a good show and really conveying the emotion that goes into the music. And, we've always felt like, and, other people we've talked to is, said the same thing is like, if we get in front of enough people and we get in front of people, we very quickly pick up fans. So it's really, and it's a challenge that a lot of bands have, right? It's getting getting on tour, getting the right venue with the right amount of people. If you can get in front of people, I mean, you can do all this shit all you want on social media and try to do that shit. And that's good. You got to do that, right? That's part of the gig. You have to do it. But you're not going to grow like you want to grow just on social media. You've got to get in front of people, and everybody's trying to do it, right? So it's like, it's really working that angle and trying to get the right gig with the right folks or get on tour with the right groups to where you're in front of people. Because if you can get in front of people, especially we know if we can get in front of people, we will convert them into Death FX fans because every time we have, we've been successful. We just, that's the challenge, right? That's the challenge we all face.
Well, that's it. I think that in your stage of the game, that's exactly right. Now it's just a race to get in front of enough people. You got the product, man. You got it down. It's polished. Could be better in my opinion, and now it's just a matter of getting in the right places, getting on the right tour, getting with the right people. We've been working on a system called Ammie 2.1, which is an EPK, and Book a Band, which is another system that we're hoping to help promote bands. You guys are getting listed on that so that we're sharing you with the right promoters and the right people that can make a difference, man. So we are really working hard for guys like you in the independent music scene, man. So we appreciate the rock and roll that you guys bring. Last question. everything happened tomorrow, man. You got listed on American Metal Magazine, and that was it. Right? So if somebody found you through us, man, and I hope that happens. But if that happened, man, and you were to make it where you had no obstacles, man, record sales are pounding, you're asked to be played at the Super Bowl, man. You can do anything that you want, baby. Where are you going to go? What would be the first move? What would you want to do the most?
Oh man.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Come on.
I mean, you'd have 4 different responses, obviously, of what we would do. I mean,
Raul's the dreamer.
I like to be creative.
Hey, you got to be. Hey, he's the lyricist, man. He's got to be the dreamer.
He thinks big.
Oh man. Man, you know what? I'm like Leonard Skinner would say, I'm a simple man.
There you go, brother.
I mean, I have no dream of grandeur. I have no dream of having a mansion or cars or anything like that. To me, it would be just to meet, those before me, those heroes that I have admired. I mean, a chance to meet like Tom Araya, a chance to meet, Hetfield. I mean, that to me, that would be numero uno on my list if we were to, ascend to higher grounds with this project for sure. That to me would be numero uno, just to meet those that guided me to this.
I think like probably the coolest thing that I could think would be something that I saw one of the Rush DVDs when they were playing in Rio, and it was just you put the lights on and it's people as far as you can see. It was like a stadium,
right?
And there had to have been 500,000 people at that show.
Yeah.
And you couldn't possibly see the entire crowd. To me, that would be like the ultimate high. It would be so cool. What else could you possibly do in life after that?
Musician standpoint,
for me, I don't need 100,000 people. I don't need 40,000 people. I just want to play in front of, could be a club, could be 5,000 people, could be House of Blues, something like this. I play in front of a packed place, and all the people know your music, and they're all just completely into it. Yeah. I don't need 100,000 people. I mean, that would be fucking fantastic. I'm not getting wrong. But I just want to play in front of a bunch of people who are just into your shit, and if they know the words and they're jamming to it, there's just no better feeling. There's nothing. There's no drug that will give you that high. For sure.
That's exactly it, man. Playing on stage, there's nothing like it. When you're on stage, there's an energy that's just going through you. It's going through the crowd. It is just exactly a drug, man. And if you get on stage, you have that happen, you have the experience. All you want to really do is just get back on and do it again, man. That's all you think about. It dominates your day. And you know what? I can tell it dominates y'all's day every day, because when you do play, it kills, bro. I mean, words can't describe it. Listen, if you're listening out there, you need to come to AmericanMetalMagazine.com. We're going to have a full write-up on DETH FX. They're certainly on our next cover. And you can find out all about their music, and most importantly, where to purchase their music. Listen, if you're at home and you're watching this video, there's a link right down here that you can click on. Go to the website, go to their website, purchase their music, purchase their swag, support this band because it's important, right? And if you're a producer, if you're somebody looking for talent, this is the giddy up right here. This is who you want to have on your ticket. DETH FX, one of the best bands around. Hey, before I get out of here, guys, can I get a big go AMM? Are y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, go! So I'm gonna have you guys do that one more time. Go.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot, brothers, for being on AMM. We're gonna have these guys back real soon.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody.
Well, that's it then, folks. We need all independent artists to join the Ammie Army for independent artists. Remember, if you're a soldier, or if you just shred, as a member of the Ammie Independent Artists Front. You will have access to special considerations and promotions. Bands listed on Ammie 2.1 Construct have access to DJ emails and hot lists, EPK, full access codes to give to radio, access to the book, A Band Construct, access to the Ammie Band Workshop area, magazine write-ups, and more. There are many more features available, like custom Ammie tags for that kick-ass personal touch. Well, again, thanks for tuning in to the evening news with Ammie 2.1. Good night, and always love Go AMM.